Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be building some more multi-block and increasing our power and generating some steam. Hopefully you guys are ready. Alright guys, so I've done a lot of prep work for this episode, so just keep that in mind. There has been a lot of stuff I've been working on. I even replaced all of our cabling from LV to MV cables, so now we have a medium voltage cable network set up. You guys also said these lamps light up. These are not the powered lamps, so keep that on your mind. These are just the normal ones that are like kind of like torches. I prefer those. The other ones only accept low voltage. So I mean they do work as the relay, but it's not really that important. So yeah, I have actually been working on getting this stuff made up. I made some tons of electrum today, but I made some of this. I'll go over how to make these plates. So you take this, you take some redstone, iron, and aluminum. It's one a piece, and you're gonna get the modularium. I'm thinking because modular, it's from the modular mod. So modularium, maybe. I think the DU is I don't know. I have problems pronouncing things, and you guys always let me know down in the comments how to pronounce them. But I'm pretty sure I'm saying that one of those ways, right? Either way, that is going to be used today for quite a few different things, like these the modular machinery blocks that we may or may not get into today, but we will most likely next episode. That'll be for sure. Today we're going to boost our power. As you can see, these machines are just not handling the power. I did stand AFK. I had some stuff I had to do today, so I did stand AFK and let this kind of just run. So I do have quite a bit of fluid. And then also I had to, as I was wondering, is there a pump? I thought there was a pump in Immersive. It looks like it's gone, like entirely. And the only way to do that is to find a chunk that has water in it and make another pump jack, which I did. It seems like a lot of these machines we're gonna have to make a bunch of. But for one thing, pump jack, I'm sure we're gonna have to make one for lava eventually. But yeah, as you can see, this pump jack is pumping up water, and we're gonna have to have that water for today. If you look, yeah, I've done a lot of samples. Yeah. So yeah, all these samples, and a lot of them turned up with nothing in them. Kind of a pain. I did all this testing. I started over here, went all the way around, testing all these chunks, and it ended up being right behind where all of my machines are at. How convenient, you know? This was the last one I tested, and then also all the trees caught on fire because of the lava, so I just tore them all down. And it looks like they tried to plant themselves. I don't like that. I wish it wasn't planting itself. But yeah, like that tree planted itself for some odd reason. I have no idea. But anyways, we're going to be building a few machines. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Here's the diesel generator. This is the bad boy for today's episode that is going to be producing quite a bit more power. I mean, quite a bit more power. We're going to need some pipes. Well, actually, we'll set the piping system up after everything. But yeah, we are, as you can see, I do have, by the way, the insulated MV wires are kind of a pain to make. If you take a look here, look at this. It takes your MV coils, which I mean, you get them back, but it requires creosote for this. And so I just sat there and make a bunch of creosote. I mean, I had tons of creosote, but I mean, I had to just craft a bunch of it. It was kind of crazy. But yeah, that recipe, I don't remember. Insulated cables are new to me. That was not a thing until this pack. It's been an update with Immersive Engineering. So let's take a look at this. So we need to place it somewhere where we have diesel and somewhere where we can tap into our lines. I do want to tap into another type of line. Honestly, this lantern, this right here needs to go. I think we'll go ahead and get that done right now. I just need to use this because right now this is going through an LV capacitor, and it's basically running as if I have the same as an LV capacitor, because all of this stuff is only getting what this can output, which is not enough. Not enough at all. So yeah, we're gonna take this apart for right now. It is gonna break all of our connections, just like that. but that's perfectly fine. We can actually walk up here. It's weird. You walk up here with the climbing claws, they don't let you go. But if you jump at just the right part, you can actually get up there. Kind of cool. Anyways, I think I want to use the insulated for this. Well, I guess I have insulated for all of it, to be honest. We're going to run that because I don't want to be hitting this stuff. And I climbing claw my way all the way up here. And there we go. And we can tap into the house. Perfect. So, this should be running with a little bit more power. I did what you guys said. You guys said I missed a few spots of lava and light in here. I did fix those, as you guys suggested in my previous video. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing made. So I want to find out, my diesel is right here, and I do want to tap into it, either from the bottom or however we plan on doing this. But I think I want like a pathway here. So I think I want a pathway somewhere in here. Doesn't have to be very big, so I just want to figure out where exactly I want to put this thing. So let's go ahead and get my screen up so I can kind of eyeball where this thing is going to go. This is a very large multi-block. So on the back, that is the coolers or the radiators, and on the front, I want that facing me. This is where the power comes out. And then on the sides is where it's actually pumped. The diesel is pumped in. So I might turn it this direction. Right here. It's kind of hard to kind of line this up. I do want to know what side the actual pumps are. I might have to actually look in here to see where the inputs are at. The inputs at the very front. Okay. So inputs are in the front. That's good to know. Let's go ahead and set this back up. Okay. So if inputs are in the front, we should be able to set it like right here. And that still gives us some room in here, which I like. Perfect. And I can go straight underground. Perfect. Okay. So let me grab all of our materials that we're going to be using to craft all this stuff. I did go ahead. Like I said, I prepped the video quite a bit. I prepped for all of this stuff. And this will kind of boost our power for right now. I think there's better power generation up later on down the road. But for right now, this is what we have. And actually, compared to the distillation towers and things like this, the generator is really not that hard to make. It does require the electrum. But other than that, man, it is nowhere near as complicated as some of the other machines that I've made thus far. Even the pump jack, I would say, is just about as hard as this. The only thing that was hard was the engineering blocks. You had to make quite a bit of these, but, you know, that's what you pay for. Okay. So, let's go ahead and get this. Bam. And, like, this machine is just not that hard, man. Not that hard. I'm pretty sure that's the redstone. And a lot of people are saying that this is kind of glitching out. This is actually kind of normal. This is kind of how this normally is. It just lets you see the blocks. Which is actually normal. There we go. There's that. And a few more of these heavy engineering blocks. Later. And voila. Was that difficult? I don't think it was very difficult. All right, let's pop this bad boy out. Let's get our hammer. And looky there. Okay, so yes, power comes out here. I don't think we're gonna need that much. I think we should be able to reach over there. I hope. With this cabling, we should. And I don't think we're gonna need multiple cables. I think just one in the middle should work just fine. We're gonna see. Will this reach? Looks like it does. It actually tells you if it doesn't reach, it'll actually turn red, the chat will. Alright, and then right here, we need to throw a lever. And then we're going to pump our fluid right through here. And I think I'm going to go underground for this. Also, I am going to disconnect this section for right now, so when I turn the pump on, it doesn't pump into this block, because that is actually converting the diesel into other things for right now. And we need power and we need to store a lot more diesel before we start converting it into stuff. That's my plan anyways. I could be completely wrong about all of this and just doing it all the wrong way. I don't know. It's kind of experimental. All of this is kind of experimental. Let's take our pipes. There we go. And yeah, we're going to pipe this underground. Eventually, like I said, we're going to have a road here, so I do want this piped underground and connected here. Can we not climb? Thank you. There we go. All of that is perfect and set up. Perfect. Looking good. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and sleep before I turn it on, though. All right. So, moment of truth. Let's flip this switch. And let's see. Is our pump jack running smoothly? Yes, it is. And that means we are now producing quite a bit. I hope. Let's take a look here, though. Is it running through it fairly quickly? Is it going faster, though, than this can produce it? Oh, this is not even connected. Oh. We must fix that. Now it's back. And is this working? Yes, and is it fully powered? It's sort of fully powered. I still don't know if it's enough to... Oh, it is. So alright, so at this point we basically have unlimited power. Kind of. Kind of. This is producing more diesel now than this is consuming. And hopefully that means that and we are gaining a backlog. Okay, so we're not gaining a backlog. So this is full. It is slowly draining our inventory tank. Slowly but surely, this guy is not pumping enough. But I think that this will work out. We can actually turn this off when we don't need the extra power. Yeah, it's doing a good job. It's creating a bunch of diesel, which is good. I think our only problem will happen whenever we run out of oil, unfortunately. But oh well. We have other projects to kind of work on. And we may have to make 2 of these pumps, for all I know. I think adding the lubricator on here would even help, but we don't have that much lubricant, so I don't know if that would help. Don't know. But yeah, this seems like it's running, right? Is that running at full power? I don't know. We're gonna flip the switch off. This is it shuts everything down. So I mean, there's still sort of a power. You know, there's power going on. But now it's run out. So the next thing that we're fixing to make, it doesn't even use power. So it's going to be well worth making this anyways. But getting the water is what I wanted. I wanted kind of a store of water because this is going to turn water into steam. So I think it gives you a bucket of steam, if I remember correctly. Something like that. So let's go ahead and get all of the materials. I kind of want to clean up my inventory a little bit. This is kind of getting out of hand. Let's see, I'll throw that in there, throw my LV capacitor. I don't need all this stuff on my inventory. We will chuck the saplings. We don't need that. Perfect. Okay. Don't know why those didn't stack. But there we go. Okay, so we're ready to go. Let's move on to the next task we have to make. And that is setting up this guy. Let's take a look at our engineering manual before we even get started. So, this guy is called, if I do remember correctly, a solar tower. And this thing is another, it's one of those expensive builds, and it's kind of complicated and it requires multiple parts. So this is the base, and then we'll worry about this. We'll do the base first, and then we'll worry about that. Let's go ahead and take our book, kind of set this up. I do kind of want to clear this out a little bit. We are going to probably run this underground on this one as well. Also, I have a tool. Let me kind of pull this tool out. I don't think I've shown you this tool before. But this guy, the bush sickle. Look at this thing. And it doesn't drop the items, which is good when you don't want them. Yeah, this does a really good job of clearing out tons and tons of plants. You still have to deal with these guys, but they're kind of a pain. They just clog up your inventory. Inventory destroyers right here. All right, so let's get back to what we were working on. I know I keep getting fully distracted, but I can't help it. Okay. So we're going to take a look back in our book. And we're going to set this to our projector. That should project it for us. There we go. All right. And let's figure out, actually, let's take a look again in the book, and we're going to figure out what side. I think there's two sides. So we have an input and two outputs, or is it, I think it's two inputs and one output. Orange is the output, blue is the input. Okay. So yeah, two water inputs are output. And how do you tell what side that is? Okay, so the engineering block is on the opposite side, the redstone block's on the opposite side of the output. It's a good way to remember that. Okay, so this is on the opposite side, like that. But we do want the output to be over here, I think. Right? And the input, we want this to go through the tank. I'll set it right here. I think that goes smooth in there, right? Yeah, it looks like it does. Perfect. Okay. So let's get this thing set up. Oh, I took my projector out, didn't I? Okay. Let's set this guy up. Looks like some scaffolding, as always. Some pipes. These are the only pipes, I do believe. Part of the whole thing. Redstone. There's a bunch of fence for this. That is the only weird thing. And this is the sheet metal. And then it goes, should go up another layer after we place the core. The core is the engineering blocks. And it's just a big tower that just repeats the same pattern. How cool is that? all of these builds, guys, just repeating the same pattern over and over again. I think the top of it's a little different. Actually, let's get rid of that. That is not how that looks. This is actually open. We have another one here. More fence posts. And what this machine does is it turns it into steam, but it turns into steam with solar power. How cool does that sound? So we're gonna have solar power, or solar powered a steam generation. It's not very fast, I do believe, from what I would figure. So this is not going to be the fastest production of steam. I think the diesel way would definitely be faster. But for us getting started, if we have multiples of these, this would be perfectly fine. Okay, I feel we're missing a sheet metal somewhere. Did I get one too many sheet metal? Maybe not. Maybe we're fine. Okay, we'll figure it out whenever we go to make this thing. So it should be clicking on the redstone block, I do believe. And there we go. Okay, so it's done. All right, so the steam should output here, and we're going to have this going into multiple machines, but we have other things to set up. So let me go ahead and wait for dusk to fall, and I can go ahead and sleep, and we'll be back in the morning. All right, so let's go ahead and grab all of these. I did have them nice and ordered so you guys can see how they're set up and how many you actually need for each, even though the book does tell you, but you do need 4 of them, and it kind of doesn't explain that very well. So I think we can go into here and go over to the next page, this one right here, leave it on this page, and it should show us how to actually make this as well with the projector. We just need to be on that page. Yes. And these need to go directly connected to the actual machine itself. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to follow the pattern on all sides. I'm going to follow the pattern that it gives me. And it looks like another set. Well, we don't want to go on there. There we go. And just continue to repeat the pattern on all sides. Just like so. And this is the engineering block. And 2 scaffolding. engineering block to scaffolding. Oh. There we go. If I place the blocks correctly. Look at me derping. All right. And the next is some fence. And this is actually a block of silver. Pretty easy to get. There we go. And we'll do the same for, like I said, all the other sides. Block of silver. It's going to be very satisfying to get these all going whenever we go to actually form the structure. More wood. There we go. Our last silver block. And last but not least is the engineering block and scaffolding. And this is the solar part. How cool is that? And I think we click on the center section here, the silver block, to actually activate this thing. Or to activate all of them, to make them a multi-block. There's just so much. All these multi-blocks are super cool. All right, so this guy is set up, and we need to convert them. Look at that. Wow. What a cool looking multi-block. So steampunk, super cool looking. And this thing should now be ready to go, I do believe. Like I said, it just needs to be daytime for this thing to work. And I think that's it. As you can see, they're all on now. These mean that they are lit up and ready to go. So, just like we did on the other one, I think we might still go underground with this one. And I'll fill it back in whenever we're done. And we'll grab our pipes. Straight up into there. Fill her back in. And just use a lever. That's all we have to do. Do I have a lever in here? Yes. And guys, turn that on. This is going to start filling with water. And this is going to produce some steam. And I think we can actually put steam in a bucket. And there we go. We got the achievement, hot and steamy, or advancement, hot and steamy, right there. And then the next section is where we're going to have to start making modular machinery. And we're going to use the chemical mixer for that. I think we're going to go over that next episode. And I figured out that is called NAFTA. Not NAF. I don't even know how I was pronouncing it. But it's NAFTA. I don't know why I was calling it something else. I guess I wasn't taking the PH and making it an F. I don't know why. I don't know. I kept thinking napalm. That's why. And that was stuck in my head for some reason. But yeah, we're going to be mixing naphtha and steam to create propane. And that's going to allow us to get propane and propane accessories. Hopefully you guys know that reference. If you don't, you're probably too young. You probably never watched the show. But anyways, that was King of the Hill is a really good show. I highly recommend it. But yeah, grab a bucket and proceed towards plastic. This stuff is also in here. And I think naphtha is used to make plastic. Propane, so yeah, convert propane to liquid plastic. So this is all a process to get to plastic. And I think plastic, if I remember, yep, industrial foregoing. So that probably propels us into age 4, which is probably going to be industrial foregoing. And in that case, I can totally see us getting into some mob farms and stuff like that, mob grinders, actually getting those things set up. That's going to make life a lot easier. I know the mob grinder is pretty difficult now. It used to be very easy to make, and now it's not so easy. Definitely not an easy block to make anymore. But yeah, man, we are doing good. Look at this. I guess it consumed all of it now. It did go ahead and make all of that. We might have to use 2 pump jacks. Or is it just not able to pump enough out? Do I need to have 2 pipes? Do I need to run pipes across here? Maybe. I never thought about that. I may need to run an extra pipe or something. Through here. Didn't even think about that. But that's what I might do. I might connect it and get another pipe. But yeah, man, this has been a good episode. Building these multi-blocks, I actually do get enjoyment out of building multi-blocks. I don't know about you guys, but I did do a lot of work off camera. I know this may be a shorter episode. I say that now, but when I go to edit, it's probably like 30 minutes. But yeah, man, you can see. Just look at this. Look at all those. There's even some up there. Yeah, I had to do those. All of them. All of them. There's so many. They're just everywhere. Look, there's one way out in the distance over there. Yeah, that's how many I did until I realized, oh, there's one right here to pump water. And this is the only way I think you can pump water is this method. So keep that in mind. But this thing is really cool looking. I got to give props to the Immersive Petroleum. Or Immersive Tech. I thought it was part of Immersive Petroleum. But man, that is a sexy looking multi-block. Wow. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this episode, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.